Welcome back to Casual Conversations with Mario Morrow. Today we are honored to have with us Dr. Ali Bazzi of the Hamadeh Educational Services.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Mario.
Man, you all decked up in this Michigan gear. What's going on,
hey, we
man?
have to represent. We made the
something
playoffs.
happening? Congratulations on that.
Thank
Actually,
you.
it's really good. You
Thank
guys
you.
are undefeated.
Yep.
I know what a big Michigan fan you are.
3 straight years, not
Kind of
counting.
hard for a Spartan to go ahead and, bestow pride of congratulations, but
Yeah.
all good.
Thank you.
Good. So I've known you for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
You are now heading
Yep.
Hamadeh Educational Services. You have over 4,000 students.
Yep.
Let's double that, say 8,000 parents, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Which I don't know is the most difficult to deal with the parents or the students.
Definitely parents.
But you're a major contributor to the educational community,
Thank you.
not just in Dearborn and Detroit, but throughout the nation. You've done a lot of research, done a lot of writing.
Mm-hmm.
You are sought after to come speak, but people don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
People really don't know you. They go into the school, they see you interacting with the kids,
Yep.
the parents, and you're like one of those grassroots type of administrators. So tell us, give us a little bit of history about Dr. Ali.
Oh, history. Okay.
Where are you from? Where did you go to school?
So actually, I'm a product of Dearborn Public Schools early on. Lived in Dearborn my whole life. It wasn't until recently my wife and I moved to Canton.
Mm-hmm.
So started there, head off to college. Actually, education was a complete surprise and was not the plan at all. After grad school, I was recruited by the Bureau. After the attacks of 9/11, my thesis revolved around that. And so I had an internship opportunity. Didn't take it. Mom thought they'd turn me into James Bond. So I came back home and then started coaching, substitute teaching, and then never looked back.
Okay. Wow, I didn't know that about
Yeah.
the Bureau.
Yeah.
Do your students know that?
No, nobody does actually. I actually haven't brought it up in a decade till today.
Yeah, but that was a good experience.
It was. It
Yeah.
was definitely.
And then you found your calling from that. And as you well know, I have an educational
Right.
background.
Yep.
So, all my formal training is education. So I know, what your trials and your tribulations and what you've gone through to excel to the leadership role that you have today. When you took this spot, this job, and it was offered to you by the board and Ms. Hamadeh at the time, you had a very unusual demand, and that
Correct.
is, I'll be the superintendent, but I'm not going to lead the school.
Correct. Actually moved the office of the superintendent into the school building. I couldn't lose that link between the students and the parents. And I understand a superintendent role, right? I mean, it is a bigger role, bigger responsibilities. But I thought you can do both,
Yeah.
right? And why not give it a shot? So far, so good.
Yeah.
Students know I'm in the building, staff are there. And think about it, staff are literally a hallway away from you. You're
Right.
available.
Right.
I think that's very, very important
Yeah.
because it gives a shared leadership kind of vision and culture, which really is what I was aiming for by moving the office there.
What do you think is the most challenging thing before you in education, whether when you're dealing with kids, you pre-K all the way up?
Yeah, pre-K through 12. Actually, believe it, Mario, it really isn't the kids. I think the biggest challenge, especially in today, is the politics revolving around education. That's the toughest part because you got to stay up to date on new legislation comes where you might not agree with it, but you have to do it.
Right.
And so I think that is the toughest part, especially now. I couldn't say that maybe 10 years ago, but kids are the easy part.
Right.
Because essentially they'll listen, they're looking for mentors. And we all had our fair share in high school and in college. So we understand that, but again, the hardest part is something we can't control.
And you've come off some pretty successful school years.
Yes.
And most recently, number of scholarships,
Correct?
which is outstanding.
Yeah. To date, over $100 million in scholarships.
That's awesome.
In the past, 5 years now. And that's only counting 5 years.
Right.
So it's been magnificent. We've actually created a pipeline to the Ivy Leagues. We have every single year we have somebody going, if not a couple. Last year we had a girl, Yale, full ride.
Nice.
It was tough because, parents within our culture tend to kind of shy away from letting the girls go live on campus.
Right.
So it took a lot of tea parties, let's just say, at the house to finally let the parents, see. This is an opportunity you can't let go.
And recently you've had a number of students, distinguished students accepted to Wayne State University, full
Correct.
rides.
Yes.
Which they'll start off at a lower level, but they're going straight through
Correct.
med school, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's right. It's the pre-med bridge, something along those lines, to where across the nation, right? We're not even talking Michigan. We're talking about across the nation. They select a handful, I think maybe it was a dozen, and one of our students got in.
Yeah.
So that was outstanding. The parents were in tears,
Yeah.
as you can imagine, right? So it was a heartfelt moment.
2 years ago, I came to your office and you said, I got to see you, bring your team with you. I want to talk to you about an idea I have. I'm thinking, oh,
Crazy
here we
idea.
go. What, clients have ideas. It's like, oh, this is not good. And they don't want to tell you what it's about.
Correct.
You got to hear about it when you get there.
That's right.
But we came in and you had your whiteboard and you had, all this stuff and arrows and circles.
Yeah.
And you talked about this brainstorm
Oh, yeah.
idea that you had called the Nest.
Correct.
Tell us about it.
So the Nest, which is in full production now, it's a student-led radio station, fully functional, 24 hours, 7 days a week, along with a career technical education center. We have a certified nurse aide program to where kids go through the program, get certified by the state of Michigan as a certified nurse aide, and then right into the workforce right out of college, or right out of high school, I should say. So honestly, the whole idea, and I know people don't believe me when I say this, it was literally 3 a.m. I was staring at the ceiling. I just watched TNT with Shaq and Charles Barkley going at it, right? And I thought, how cool would that be for our kids, specifically really targeting our female hijab children, who I don't know of anybody in the state of Michigan running a radio station that looks like our students. And so, man, I'm thinking to myself, they're going at it, having fun with it. How cool would that be for our kids? And so, I had my notepad next to me. My dissertation chair would always tell me, Bazzi, keep a notebook next to you at night. Ideas will flow. Just write it down, go back to bed. So it got me kicked out of bed by my wife because I was talking too loud, apparently. I went downstairs, wrote all my notes. Next morning, brought everybody in, and we never looked back.
Right.
And then almost a year and a half later, we're in full production.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
It's amazing.
We are very proud to be a part of that.
Yes, thank you.
And it's amazing because I haven't seen anything like that grow as fast as you developed it.
And all those who have come to the radio station to do live interviews have already been at a radio station.
Right.
And the number one comment we get, and mind you, these are a bunch of us who don't know anything about radio.
Right.
We really don't. We had to go out and put it all together. This is the nicest radio station they've ever seen.
Well, sometimes those are the best concepts that come to realization.
Yeah.
When you have something, you know nothing about it, but you can develop it and you're not caught up in that bubble, that shell, that the standardization of what others have done in the past.
Right. So fresh new outlook, fresh new look. TVs everywhere, colors everywhere. We took it from a kid's perspective.
great.
Right?
It
You
looks
walk into
great.
a bedroom,
Yeah.
you want LED lights,
Right.
you want TVs.
Right.
And so that's kind of the aim and then everybody. From city council members to mayors have come in. I've been at a lot of radio stations. I've never seen anything like this before because they were so engaged with it. It was comfort. There were lights. There were TVs in which it was live streaming, so you can see yourself.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
I'm going to predict right now that you guys are going to get numerous awards.
I hope so.
Yeah.
The president of the Michigan Broadcast Association reached out to us
Oh.
via email and invited us to Ford Field for their annual gathering.
Nice.
So we were all there. They talked about awards. So the kids are submitting.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully we pick up a couple.
Now, with all that going on, you've got other plans that you probably don't want to tell us what you're going to do. You at least let me have a nice holiday season before you break this new venturous ideas on us and concepts. But I know you got a lot more going on. But
We do.
What do you do to relax? You're a workaholic, man. You're getting up in the middle of the night. You're writing ideas down. You're getting up in the morning.
As a
I know,
superintendent,
right.
that's just
no
what it
sleep,
is.
Man.
That's
it's a crisis every 15 minutes.
Get phone calls at night from the police.
From the board.
Oh, everyone. So I think that's part of the signature, right, as a superintendent, and you want to be the best. I always compare, and I love sports. Hands down, that is my go-to for everything.
We can't tell.
So, I have autobiographies of Jordan, right, and the work ethic, right, to be the best. You just got to work. You got to outwork everyone. It's just what it is. You want to be mediocre, you can be mediocre, but to be the best, you just got to give it all. And
Right.
think about the outcome. Children
Yeah.
who are essentially going to take these ideas and give back to us when we're older. So why not put that in perspective for them?
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
But you got to relax. What are you doing? Are you reading?
Golf.
Are you? Oh, that's
Golf.
right. You're the big avid golfer.
Golf.
We haven't even played yet.
No, we haven't. We got to
Yeah,
get out there.
yeah.
You just tell me how many points or handicap you
No, man. I'm afraid to tell you what my handicap is.
need. So we're ready.
It's like a basketball score.
Triple digits.
Right. No, we'll get out there. So you golf.
Golf, watch
and
sports.
Your wife, your lovely wife, I know she
She's
wants to do
amazing.
some traveling.
Listen, I do got to hand it to her. I do give all my success to her to give me that time. And you know how much time
Right.
it takes to be a superintendent. The nights
Right.
alone, 3
Right.
kids at home.
Right.
All my successes really is
I had to
because of
leave
her.
for 2.5 years. I had to go to another city, a
Oh,
couple hours away, Albion.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
my wife stayed here, and it was just a, hard transition. But so I do understand,
Yeah.
and I get it, because it's a great deal of sacrifice
It is.
on
that
behalf
she
of
has
the
made,
spouse.
and I love her to death, and I couldn't have done it without her, for sure.
Right. What's next for Dr. Ali? What do you plan on doing? You want to be a
So-
state superintendent?
So
or,
eventually, hopefully,
you wanna
one
be
day.
Secretary of Education for the United States of America?
Hey, listen, I don't pass
hey,
that
man,
by.
why not?
Exactly. There hasn't been somebody that looks like me, talks like me, or and has a background like me. So there's a first for everything. I definitely won't leave it out of question. But right now, the focus is our community and making sure we build that. You remember, right? 2016,
Right.
safest school, right, by the
That's
state
right.
of Michigan, by
That's right.
niche.com.
That's right.
We want to maintain that, build that relationship with the police force, city council, the neighborhood. We want it to be the best.
Right.
And so we'll see at that point what's the next move.
Well, you have a great team.
Yes.
You can't do it alone.
Nope.
Recruitment is always an issue
Yes.
now in education. How do you go out and get the best?
So we got to be innovative, without a doubt. The teacher shortage is it's not Michigan, right? It's across the country. We have a fantastic team to accomplish what we have accomplished through the years. Enrollment doubling, staffing doubling, awards doubling. It's because of them. It has really nothing to do with me, and all the praise and awards need to go to the teachers, the staff, everyone. I'm there supportive. I see myself as a colleague to them, not a superior by any means.
Right.
I think that's come a long way with staff as well. So to continue to grow is really we work within our own teaching staff who has the potential to grow, who wants to grow, turn them into teachers. If not, look at recruitment from within themselves, within the team. Hey, loved ones, whatever the case being. Word of mouth is huge, especially now with the teacher shortage. And then really building the program that we built to where we grow our own. I know that's a state initiative by the
Right.
governor, which is great, but we already kind of had that in progress going. So that has helped. It hasn't solved completely the issue.
You also grow your own, and I say that because the students from Hamadeh
Are now teachers with us.
are now teachers.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. We have almost
They enjoyed
a
the
dozen.
experience
They
so
loved it.
well that they decided to come back.
Correct.
And you have a very diverse, multicultural
Yep.
community.
Yes.
It's just not an Arab school district.
No.
It's a school district of many.
And open to all,
And
right?
open
We're
to
not
all.
we're not confined by, lines that confer our district.
Right.
It's we're open to all, and we want to keep it that way. And I think that's the beauty of charter schools, to where we're not confined to a specific area, but that's really has helped to the diversity.
Last question. Who's your role model? Who's your mentor?
I have a lot of mentors. One being you for
Oh,
all
wow.
these
Thank
years
you so much.
that you've helped me. I know I've been in crisis mode a lot, right? And relax, Bazzi, take a deep breath. You definitely have mentored me through the years. My biggest role model is probably my father. It had to be, right? An immigrant coming from overseas, He would tell me stories working for $1 an hour at the time,
Right.
back in the 70s, and to raise such wonderful children. It wasn't easy, I tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
We gave him a hard time. There's 5 of us.
Right.
But he
Hats
definitely,
off to Dad.
him and my mom, without a doubt.
Are they still with us?
Yes, they're still with us. We do everything we can to get together.
Yeah. I bet Dad's a Spartan.
He definitely is not a Spartan. Definitely not a Spartan. But my sister is.
Okay.
So we don't really talk much to her, but but definitely Mom and Dad have been a true role model for all of us because of what they sacrificed for us and what we're doing now.
Yeah. Parents, man. The
gotta
golden
love 'em.
ones. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Proud of you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Keep up
you.
the good work.
I will. Thank you.
And that concludes this episode of Casual Conversations with Mario Morrow. See you next time.